I'm here on behalf of Mr. Bourif, who couldn't make it this presentation here today. More than 70 million years, the world's largest reserve of phosphate formed under Morocco's land. More recently, in 1920, OCP began to develop these resources. The magnificent adventure of the last 95 years at OCP has been possible because of the dedication of women and men of OCP family, who respond to a fundamental challenge that we place feeding the earth to feed the planet. OCP logo symbolizes a shark tooth that are current fossil in Moroccan phosphate. This figure is reproduced 5 times, representing the 5 stars of national flag and the 5 continents which are destinations of our products. And the set is in a circle around which are placed 2 ears folded in an arc that symbolize the fertility of growth. Let's start by reminding you of some of fertilizers and phosphate key elements. In addition to water and sunlight, there is 3 compounds that are very essential to the development of plants. There is potassium, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Phosphate is almost the single source of phosphorus. And in May 2014, the European Commission presented a revised list of critical raw materials. 2 main parameters are taken into account: the economic importance and the risk of supply. For the first time, the European Commission considered phosphate rock as a part of the top 20 critical materials for European Union. And fortunately for OCP, we don't consider OCP as the phosphate as a pay provider only, but it's also provider of silicon, fluorspar, and rare earth elements. Now let's move on to figures concerning OCP's value chain, which starting with mining. The rock production of OCP in 2013 was 26.4 million tons. In processing stage, we produced 4.4 million ton P2O5 and 4.8 million ton of phosphate fertilizer. And for exporting part, in this year, we have exported 8.6 million ton of phosphate, 2 million ton P2O5 of phosphoric acid, and 4.3 million ton of fertilizers. This situation made of OCP the first phosphate producer and exporter. Over than 50% of proven reserves worldwide are located in Morocco, most competitive phosphate rock and cost position. And now let's talk about global trade market share. The market share of phosphate, we had 33% in 2013, and 47% of phosphoric acid of the world were bought from OCP, and 19% of fertilizers. Financially speaking, our turnover of 2013 was $5.5 billion, and the EBITDA was the 1.3 billion, and we had 23,000 employees. We has launched in 2008 $16 billion investment program that aimed to doubling of mining capacity and tripling of fertilizers capacity and massive and reduce the cost of our production. And we are also a strong contributor to Moroccan economy. 20.2% of the national exports are made by OCP, and 44.3% of the domestic GDP of Morocco is made by OCP. The variety and quality of phosphate reserves in Morocco are among the best in the world and ensure the richness of OCP products. The group's sales strategy is based on the development of a portfolio of high quality and innovative products, which can be adapted to various soils and crops. The large industrial capacity of OCP associated with its flexible production system provide an optimized cost structure. We've been moving from traditional products to specific and innovative products, including NPK fertilizer, sulfur-enhanced NPK fertilizer, micro-elements enriched NPK fertilizer, also water-soluble fertilizer, feed phosphates, that dicalcium phosphate and monocalcium phosphate, trace elements like uranium, and fluoride products and phosphogypsum. OCP maintains and extends its presence all over the world. You can see in this chart the location of representatives of OCP and the market share in each continent. Fully integrated, the group operates throughout the value chain of the production of phosphate, beginning by geology, extraction, phosphate beneficiation, and then moving to the chemical valorization and exportation. The main objective for the first part of our value chain is geology. The main objective of this department is to evaluate the geological potential of phosphate deposits and ensure their preservation by preparing short, medium, and long-term planning. There are four main geological basins in Morocco. This Ouled Abdoun and Gantour in the region of Ben Grir and Youssoufia, Meskala near to Essaouira, and Wadi Dahab in our Sahara. And the main constituent of our phosphate is apatite, associated with some minerals like dolomite and calcite, quartz, monomonturonite, and gypsum. Let's move to the extraction. The exploitation of these deposits in an open pit mining is done on a kinematic chain of extraction. It consists of a series of process steps using specific equipment. 6 main steps are necessary: drilling, blasting, pickling, defruiting, transport, and mechanical treatment. We use several types of equipment to do this, like drag lines, trucks, bulldozers, etc. Because of the presence of impurities in phosphate, we should remove them in order to obtain merchant-grade phosphate. The objective of the beneficiation of crude phosphate rock is to produce concentrates which will be used to manufacture phosphoric acid and phosphate fertilizers. In OCP, we usually use washing and flotation processes. It consists of a series of sizing and solid liquid separation as illustrated in this flowchart. Let's have a look of processing part, which beginning by the phosphoric acid production. After grinding of phosphate, in order to meet the granulometry, desired granulometry, we attack the phosphate by sulfuric acid in order to produce phosphoric acid and phosphogypsum, calcium sulfate. After this, we have a filtration to separate these two phases, and the weak phosphoric acid produced here is concentrated and treated in order to have the merchant-grade phosphoric acid. This N of calcium sulfate is related to the calcium sulfate crystallization form, as as showed in this chart. It's a northern green chart. After the next step in processing is to make fertilizers. In OCP, we have a variety of products. As you can see here, and these products are produced and manufactured using phosphate, phosphoric acid, ammonia, sulfuric acid, and potash. I'd like now to turn to phosphate market drivers. The first chart represents the global population increase over the next 35 years. As you can see, the population will increase by 39% in 2015 compared to 2010. Consequently, as shown in the second chart, the available arable land per capita will be decreased by 21%. It was 0.23 hectare per capita in 2010 and will be 0.18 hectare per capita in 2015. And to summarize, 18% increase in global crop production will be required within the next 40 years, and the agricultural yield improvement through the use of fertilizer is the major driver to address the imbalance between food demand and supply. Based on the annual grow rate of 2% between 2013 and 2018 and 1.7% between 2018 and 2023, specialists predict an additional demand of 5.3 million tons of fertilizers, phosphatic fertilizers, in 2018, and between 2018 and 2023, an additional amount of 2.7. To satisfy this need, OCP has launched investment to expand his capacity by 1.8 million tons by 2018 and 4.2 million tons up to 2023. In details, OCP has launched many programs which are, for example, here in mines and beneficiation plants, an additional 25 million tons of capacity of mining located in Khoribga, Gantour, Meskala, and Lhoussaine, with 3 beneficiation plants in Khoribga, 1 in Ben Gurir, 1 in Meskala, and 1 in Lhoussaine. Let's move now to the slurry pipeline that is operational in Jorflusfar. It transports 38 million tons per year of phosphate along 235 kilometers, and we planned to construct another linking Safi to linking Ben Gurir Youssoufia to Safi site with a capacity of 10 million tons per year. And OCP is a world-class plug-and-play chemical plant. We are constructing 10 new integrated fertilizer in Jorflasfar, and we plan to construct a new plant in Safi, Safi phosphate hub, and another a chemical plant in Lhoussaine, in Fosbokra. I will show you this example of the slurry pipeline, which is a major technological innovation carrying phosphate slurry continually from Khoribga phosphate mine to El Jadida, to Jorflasfar chemical processes for processing into derivative products or directly to port for export of phosphate ore. This new infrastructure enables the group to achieve substantial savings in water, energy, and transport costs. I think that it is. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you very much.